Parents of Reddit, why don't you close the door when you're leaving our rooms? Usually stinks in there. It's a power play. Shows my 3-year-old who's the boss. Keeps the boogeyman under your bed. I use a simple rule that I expect my son to follow. If it's closed before I knock and enter, I will close it when I exit. If it's open when I enter, I'll leave it open when I exit. This rule applies to all parties living in the home. When I lived at my parents', I was on the 3rd floor of the house. I never came up all 3 steps, haha. Small privilege, I suppose. I always close my kids' door. When they go to bed is my only chance to be alone. Multiple. Sometimes I close it again. Most of the time I close it again. If I leave it open, it's usually one of the following reasons. Messing with you. We maybe just had a pleasant jokey conversation. I'll often come back in a minute and close it. I've asked you to do a chore and I don't want you to forget. Your room stinks and needs fresh air. My kids aren't in their teens yet, so they never really close their bedroom doors. It is kind of heartwarming that we all interact so much daily. But we do give our eldest, 10, alone time. She can stay home alone now while we shop or whatever, and she loves it. I can imagine a time when they will both want to be left alone and close their doors and stop interacting with us. And maybe hate each other. Maybe moms just hope you don't notice they left it open because they miss your sweet face around the house. : We remember a time when you could not open a door yourself and we had to get up and open doors for you constantly. So now we are afraid you'll get trapped in the room and stick things in the outlets. Full stop. They don't want you to masturbate. Again. Because your room stinks of farts and we're afraid that if we don't let some air in you'll asphyxiate. When you go to close it you'll drop all the drugs and knives and you hid up your sleeves when we came in. And we can say aha and you can say curses. Foiled again, then we can say damn right. Go to your room and you can say but I'm already in my room, and we can say you smartass. I'm confiscating your weed. Establishes dominance. Makes you get up to close it. Counter question. Why don't parents knock? I have installed a lock on my door just to stop my mum barging in whenever she damn well feels like it. I hear her try to open the door and only then knock. And moan asking why I locked my door SMH. I only leave the door open in the morning when I'm trying to get them out of bed, and the light from the hallway is annoying as making it a bit harder to go back to sleep. Also means they'll hear me shouting from get up from the bottom of the stairs, so I don't have to make 15 trips up there. Otherwise door remained shut to keep stink and possible vermin in. When I was growing up I thought it was weird to have the door closed to your bedroom. My parents would be walking by and open it just because it was closed. These comment sections are always filled with 1. Good parents. 2. Okay parents. 3. Strange bad parents. 4. People who ain't had no kids who are still 1000% confident that they could outparent all 3 aforementioned groups. It's their passive-aggressive way of telling you, keep this open. Crispy sock here. Crispy sock there. Crispy sock with some mystery hair. I close it. Because they are so loud on Discord. So we can still hear you just in case you are up to something. We will 100% come check things out if it's too quiet as well. Too quiet is never a good thing unless the kids are sleeping. Joke's on you. My room has a thing that makes it shut automatically. Throughout the time my 2 daughters grew up I never once touched the doors to their rooms. Or knocked on them. If they were open, I could go in. If they were shut, I couldn't. If they wanted their door shut, they had to do it. Same rule went for every upstairs room. Including the bathroom and my own bedroom when they were home. Have never looked in a handbag in my life. Can't wait for the passive-aggressive parent AskReddit response. Kids of Reddit. Why do you close your door when your room smells so awful? We want the room aired out because we need to sell our houses and downsize after you guys move out. We're just taking care of our assets. Because if I close the door, my 2-year-old will scream in fear until it's open. Trust me, we love nothing but to close her door. But I can do that to my poor kid. Depends why I'm there. If I'm calling you for dinner and I know you're likely to fall right back asleep again, door stays open. Same if I'm reminding you of a chore you should already have done without my prompting. I make sure I close my son's door because it bloody stinks. Edit. Son. If you read this, please comment. My mother usually leaves my door closed. When she does, it's usually your room stinks. I think she does to see when I'm smoking pot. And I just want to say, you know I smoke pot. Do you just want to see me pull out of my huge bong? It's a very tall bong. Either it smells and we're trying to be kind, or you're supposed to come out and do something that I undoubtedly have asked you to do at least 2 previous times. This is my way of gently nudging you to do that thing before I'll lose my eye at you. Otherwise I close the damn door. Because of the buildup of guano in your room. Secretly, we're hoping that you'll come out of your room and join the family. Is this really a thing? If my kids have their door shut and I need in there to talk to them, I always shut it behind them. WTF is wrong with parents? Show your kids respect. Now if I could just get my heathen kids to shut off a damn light, or my youngest to flush a toilet, all would be well. Become a parent and find out. Asks the people who leave the front door open. Am I supposed to air condition the whole damned neighborhood? I honestly do it just to irritate my kids. I will mostly close it just to make them get up. Doing my part to keep them active, lol. I leave the doors as I find them. One kid likes her door closed. The other kid keeps his open. For the same reason you don't turn the light off. I'm not a parent, but my mom did this all the time. And it's cause they wanna be nosy. Lol. Because the room stinks and it reminds me to remind him to clean up the room. My son thinks if it's out of sight out of mind, which is true. Is this some kind of brave question that I am too afraid to ask? Depends on why I was in there to begin with. If I knock and open my kids' doors to tell them to go down for dinner, for instance, I'll leave it slightly ajar. Subconsciously. I suppose I feel like closing the door says stay put if you like. If I'm in there for a chat or what have you, then I'll close it on my way out if it was closed to begin with. BC, we subconsciously miss you. To force to get up. It airs the room. And it is a small annoying thing we do in response to all the crap your kids put us through. Please close your children's doors at night. It could save their life in the event of a fire. https://yahoo BBSP03B74WA. More like, why don't you knock on the door before coming to our rooms? And to make it worse, my parents don't close the door either. As petty revenge for you never turning off a light. Cause I was a teenager once and no closing the door means you're wanking or smoking. Both of which are to be discouraged in the house. And smoke at school. Because this is my house. And this is my room that you're in. What my dad would say after the smack across the face if had ever dared to tell either of my parents that they need to close my door. Because they want it open. So the cat can get in and out. So you'll get your lazy up at some point. I do. Why don't you close mine is the question. Sometimes it's because we miss you talking to us, and after the 9th day in a row where you have only grunted in our direction twice, we're craving a little bit of connection with you. Sounds sucky, but it's true. Because I want you to get up. And if you got up to close the door, you may as well stay up and do the thing I wanted you to do.